absolutely needs to get Mulisks out to deal with them. No restoration around for Nada, I believe. So his battlecruisers are just going to be 1 HP very soon here, and he's going to be in huge trouble if he manages to get in with any kind of Mulisk force. Really, that's what he needs right now. It looks like Nada quickly trying to repair his science vessels first before moving to those battlecruisers. And he should be researching restoration soon, though, because he has very fast micro, of course, and he can get those restorations off. Meanwhile, Hot Forever has taken the entire map, basically. He's taken all the expansions at the 2 lower main islands, and he's probably going to take the center sometime soon. Also, Nada, though, does have the technological advantage. He has gone for the endgame units. He has gone for battlecruisers and science vessels, and that is a potent combination on a map like this where you can easily defend your main. Basically, the only way you can that Hot Forever can get in is with a drop. So, wow, yeah, this is going to be an intense air battle soon coming up, I feel, because Hot Forever really just can't use Hydralisk to deal with them. He might be going for Scourge, though, so an air battle could come very soon here. A lot of Devourers, perhaps, for Hot Forever. Now, Nada pushing out with his battlecruiser fleet. He's got at least 10 battlecruisers and a lot of Scourge out for Hot Forever, though. Looks like that's at least, I don't know, 24 Scourge there. So a lot in the air here. And, wow, this is going to come down to another micro game here. Now a lot of Scourge moving out here. Now Scourge are going to be going towards his battlecruisers, I feel. We'll see how effective he is with those Scourge. Hot Forever now getting attacked here at one of his expansions. I can't even tell which one it is. Now Scourge coming in! Scourge coming in from everywhere! So many Scourge! And they're perfectly... Oh my goodness, they're perfectly targeted towards the battlecruisers, taking all the battlecruisers down. Looks like 10 battlecruisers taken out by the Scourge. And by the way, that was Pimpest Play number 2 of the game, and Nada says TT. A lot of commentators, the Korean commentators at the time, thought Nada said GG at the point, and they were confused whether or not GG, but absolutely amazing play there. Did you see how those Scourge ran into those battlecruisers? That was a technique called cloning, by the way, and that is how Boxer got all those lockdowns on the battlecruisers in that Pimpest Play game, and this is how the Scourge managed to get on top of Nada's battlecruisers in this game was because of cloning. Basically, you do select all the Scourge, and you shift-click groups of them to attack each group of battlecruisers. But that was absolutely perfect there. Perfect high APM play there by Hot Forever. I just can't go over how amazing that play was. Because the thing is, he couldn't just select one group, tell them to attack, select another group, tell them to attack, because then they would have arrived in waves and not been effective against those battlecruisers. The battlecruisers would have picked them off wave by wave. He had to move all of them at once and then clone them in midair. Just absolutely fantastic play by Hot Forever. And this is something that won't happen in SC2 if they do have something cheap like multi-unit select, which I hope they don't have. Of course, that is a big controversy on the StarCraft forum, so I won't go into it. But looks like, oh, Nada making a terrible micro mistake. What is he doing here? Nada writing something else. He looks amused here. He's just laughing at himself. Of course, this is back in the day when pros were allowed to chat in during games. I don't think they're allowed to do that in most Starleagues nowadays. The Star are allowed to do that in All-Star games, but not in Starleagues anymore for some reason. And it looks like Nada is trying to take the center of the map here, but he's lost just so much so far in this game. He has no battlecruisers left, probably, and he's just lost 3 more science vessels. He's barely managing to hold the center part of the map, and I'm pretty sure he's being mined out at this... gas natural in his base. It looks like he's mined out, almost mined out, and so he's basically got two almost mined out mineral expansions and the center expansion. And I don't even want to count how many expansions Hot Forever has. Hot Forever with a huge Hydralisk drop here. Now the Hydralisks are actually quite useful because of the battlecruisers. Hydralisks will eat up battlecruisers if the battlecruisers aren't in sufficient number. And now this expansion might get sniped off here. Hydra's battling these medic marines here, and I think that the Hydras will come up on top here. I'm not sure what Nada's upgrades are. I really just can't see under the bad resolution here. But looks like yeah, that command center will get knocked off here. Really. Hot Forever basically has the game here. Hopefully he manages to close it off faster than he did earlier in the game when he basically screwed up entirely and let Nada survive and get 10 battle cruisers. And really managing to come back from it because of his excellent Scourge control there. Before Nada had managed to raise even one of his bases, he was just on top of it with I don't know how many Scourge. I couldn't count there, but it it had to be at least, well, let's see, 5 Scourge per battlecruiser at least. We'll say 6 Scourge, so it's got to be at least 50 to 60 Scourge there. Just amazing. 5 control groups worth of Scourge. Or perhaps he decided to get, I don't know, 10 control groups, all of Scourge. I don't know how he did it. But anyway, looks like he's now picking up the central hatchery with the double gas. Nada really just has medic marines now and dropships. That is his only force right now. Last battlecruiser probably was killed, and I doubt he has enough in the bank to replace any more battlecruisers. And H.O.T forever just getting defensive structures. I'm sure he's just overflowing with minerals right now because he's been mining minerals for so long. He's definitely over 10,000 in minerals, I'm guessing. Just ballpark estimate. And, you know, unfortunately I haven't been able to find a replay for this. I would love to see a replay for it though. And looks like, yes, we're getting actually a first person view here of the screen. So 10,000 minerals, 4,000 gas for H.O.T forever at 198 out of 200. He is just absolutely dominating Nada in terms of the resource game here. I don't know what Nada can do to come back. Looks like he's setting up for a doom drop of his own. He has enough dropships down to warrant that. And it looks like he could be setting up for one big drop left. Nada's at 140 out of 200, but looks like he has some minerals in the bank, about 4,000. Very little gas in the bank, only 600 though. So while he can replace a lot of his medic marines, he really won't be able to replace science vessels that he loses. Yeah, and looks like Nada actually just mining out of, almost entirely mined out in his main, and he's lost the center of the map, so right now he's got to have absolutely no resources at all. And now he's actually, he's going for a big drop, and he's actually irradiated his dropship here, so going for an eraser plus drop here, it looks like he's going to be dropping tanks at the main, so he's going to take out the main here, I feel. I don't think H.O.T forever has enough to deal with good play going off those marines, but there's a huge army inside of his main here. This is Nada's big gambit here. His gambit is that he's going to be able to take out the hive and all the tech buildings with all of his troops here. And then that he'll be able to finish off enough of the expansions to kill H.O.T forever off. And looks like H.O.T forever's got a lot of mulisks and a lot of hydras coming in though from dropships. And Nada needs to Nada actually using the Dark Swarm to his own advantage. Absolutely smart play by by Nada here. Great play by Nada. It looks like the hydras burrow, but there probably is just going to be a scan there. And Nada using the Dark Swarm completely to his advantage, protecting his forces while allowing them to just pick off the hydras who are outside of the Dark Swarm. And it looks like another Dark Swarm. It's protecting both the hydras and the marines actually, so I'm not sure who it favors. I guess H.O.T forever actually doesn't mind it either, because those forces are keeping Nada's marines busy and not destroying all of his buildings yet while he tries to muster some more reinforcements. But for now, he's unable to build anything but drones, I think. He's going to have to replace all of his tech buildings if he hasn't done that already. He's probably doesn't have backups at any of his bases. You know, that's something Zerg players do sometimes towards the late game when they're so spread out like this. They will just get backup spawning pools and Hydra's dens and whatnot, just in case something like this happens, so that they just don't lose to something so quick and devastating like this. Because right now H.O.T forever has got a lot of expansions, a lot in his bank, but I don't know how many fighting units he can use. He probably expended all of his fighting units just now. And he needs to get those to get those tech buildings up. Nada, meanwhile, is actually needs to move faster than he's moving right now. He needs to pick off some of these expansions. This is one big gambit. He's going to be completely mined out afterwards. And looks like H.O.T forever going for a counterattack with a group of mulisks here and Scourge. Or perhaps just trying to prevent Nada from killing off some more of his stuff over here. Looks like a hatchery being built there. I'm not sure what. Oh, that's probably the mineral-only expansion there. Nada is going to try to clear out the main island of H.O.T forever's spawn area. H.O.T forever, critically, I'm not sure if he has a lair at all. So if he's had to replace his tech all the way from the start, play going off those marines, by the way. If he's had to replace his tech from spawning pool upwards, he might be in big trouble here. He might lose a lot of his bases before he's able to muster up any kind of force to deal with this. Nada needs to stop focusing on those larvae though and just keep destroying hatcheries one by one here. It's definitely what he needs to do. Looks like he's cleared out the main island now, but really he needs to go from island to island, island hopping and just killing off stuff. I think Hot Forever is going to try to put up a defense somewhere at probably his central island and just try to hold there. Just notice that while even if Nada has taken out all of his hatcheries, or not all of his hatcheries, but most of his bases that have minerals on it, Hot Forever could still win with just some creep and some hatcheries. Just because he has so much in his bank right now, he's able to reproduce a very large army without any more intake. Looks like Nada is going in with a 12 dropship drop here at the central island, which is going to be, I think, where Hot Forever is going to make his stand here against these